level of racing that he's achieved is extremely rare.
Matoli's a monster! Matoli wins the sprint! Oh, what a horse he is! The mighty Matoli!
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, and it's time for the Travers Day Spa Baby race. We kick off the card with an early post time, 11:35 a.m., race number 1. It also is the start of the 50-cent early pick 5. Let's take a look at this field. 7 quality 2-year-olds. Spendthrift Stallion Bolt d'Oro, represented by the 4 Diddinger. And Nicole, I wouldn't be surprised at all if many of these connections have just been waiting to unveil these 2-year-olds before a big crowd on Travers Saturday.
Absolutely. Travers Saturday, a ton of action. This is a really fun way to start the card. Timing wise, this is a really good spot for some later developing 2-year-olds that they've kind of been waiting on and developing throughout the summer. And the timing is very good to go on to a Breeders' Cup prep in the fall in New York or in Kentucky here on the East Coast, and to move on to the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. We've seen horses do that in past years, and some good horses come out of these Travers Day maidens. Think of Uncle Mo's dominant performance in his career debut on Travers Day, or even just last year, we saw Jack Christopher come out running, and he'll be in action in the Grade 1 Alan Jerkins on Saturday at the Spa, one of the best 3-year-old sprinters in the country.
5 first-time starters, 2 with experience. We'll start with the horse that will be making his career debut. Down on the rail is the number 1 Game Warden for Bill Mott, Junior Alvarado. This is a son of the great Tappet, a $400,000 yearling, and a very strong family. The dam, a full sister to Dance d'Oro, a stakes winner. This is the family of Horse of the Year and Breeders' Cup Classic winner St. Liam. Has to navigate the inside post position, Nicole, and I do wonder if maybe this colt will want a little bit more ground than the 6 furlongs.
I absolutely think that this horse is one to circle and watch when he gets more ground. A $400,000 yearling, obviously always been well regarded. Tappet does very well with his 2-year-olds. Think about champions like Stardom Bound and Hanson on his resume, but he's also the modern king of the Belmont Stakes. His runners really mostly want a route of ground. This is the family, as you mentioned, of Horse of the Year St. Liam. Also the family of another Horse of the Year Gun Runner and several other Grade 1 winners. Looks well prepared for debut. Some strong works going back to May. Recent 5 furlong works, including a good 5 furlong move this week. I do think this is a horse who's going to want more ground in the future.
To me, one of the more fascinating entrants is the Calumet homebred, the number 2 Trackmate. This is a son of Union Rags going out for Mr. Lucas. Made his debut in a turf route 3 weeks ago, and I think this gray gained a lot of fitness from that effort. While this pedigree is versatile, as you can see, I really like the Union Rags progeny more on dirt than on turf. I wouldn't be surprised if this horse takes a big step forward.
Absolutely. I think he's going to take a step forward from a fitness standpoint. As you mentioned, only 2 previous starters in this race, and he's gone 2 turns. I think having that fitness is really going to be beneficial on this Saratoga main track. Being by Union Rags and out of an AP Indy mare, may prefer the dirt, but may also prefer to go longer. I think that's what they were looking for with the turf race more than the surface. We haven't really had an opportunity to go 2 turns on dirt yet with 2-year-olds.
And as Nicole and I always advise on Spa Babies, please check out the Clocker reports produced by our colleague Mike Welsh and friends up at Saratoga. It looks like Trackmate's Breeze on August the 15th went in company with Western Ghent to 1 for Lucas, dropping into a $75,000 claimer on Thursday. The number 3 is Verifying, and talk about this pedigree. This is a son of Triple Crown winner Justify and a half-brother to the extremely talented multiple Grade 1 winner Midnight Bizu, a $775,000 yearling. Really looking forward to seeing what Brad Cox has with this colt.
Yeah, and I think Brad Cox has got him well prepared for debut. As you just said, go check out the Clocker reports to see how this colt was doing it. But I like this work pattern. Another one with a good long work tab going back to early June. I think that foundation will be very important. Has had a number of 5 furlong moves up here at Saratoga. I think that'll be important. And a recent 4 furlongs that looks like a sharpening up move. And as you said, man, this pedigree cannot get any better. By Triple Crown winner Justify, who's leading the freshman sire class with 2 grade group 2 winners already from his first crop, and a half brother to a champion in Midnight Bizou.
Trainer Butch Reed is on a roll right now in the Mid-Atlantic area at Parks. He knows his way around with 2-year-olds. He's had Vequist, the 2-year-old champion filly of a few years ago. And Butch is going to send out the 4 Diddinger off this performance at Parks, a career debut effort in a maiden special weight going 5.5 furlongs. And I think this horse ran very well. He was 4-5 this day. And as they turn into the stretch, Diddinger has a lot of work to do. This horse on the lead has a big advantage, and Diddinger makes it close at the wire.
Yeah, it was a very game effort, and I expect him to take a step forward off of this. Again, that experience, we cannot overstate this summer how important that has seemed to be on this main track at Saratoga. He's from the first crop of Spendthrift's freshman sire, Bolt d'Oro, who is sitting a close second to Justify on the freshman earnings list, has 12 individual winners, which puts him among the leaders of the class in that regard. His winners include Owens Leap, who was second in the Bashford Manor, Agency, who was second in the Best Pal, and John Gray, who stakes placed in Ohio. Certainly a precocious young sire and plenty of 2-year-old ability in the female family here as well.
The number 5 is Narciso Dali, a first-time starter by Tamar Kuz. 10% winners with juvenile debut runners. This horse was a $20,000 buyback in May after breezing a furlong in 10-4, but there's a lot of class and ability on the bottom of this pedigree. The dam half to Sugar Shake, a grade 1 stakes winner. It just looks like this gelding might have caught a tough field.
I think so, and I think he's going to want to go longer. Tamar, who's a good dirt miler by Speightstown. This one bred by the University of Kentucky student program and both owned and trained by a young trainer who I think is a fine horsewoman. This one could pick up some pieces late, and I think we're going to look for him with experience and distance down the line.
The morning line favorite is up next. That's the number 6, King's Glory, 9-5 on the line. Tyler Gaffalione, Steve Asmussen, a half-brother to Dr. Door, a juvenile debut winner that would turn out to be a grade 2 stakes winner going long, a $575,000 yearling by all-around sire Speightstown, and class and ability on various surfaces on turf and dirt on the female family. Wouldn't be surprised if this one is quick.
Absolutely. And Asmussen having a good meet with the Saratoga 2-year-olds. Just as you said, multi-purpose pedigree on both sides. Sprint champion Speightstown, who is so good in a number of regards. And the Broodmare sire Unusual Heat, the late California leading sire Unusual Heat, a terrific Broodmare sire also. I really like this pedigree cross.
You mentioned Jack Christopher winning last year on Travers Day for Chad Brown. Chad will send out the 7 Standard of Proof by High Percentage Stallion Gunrunner, 22%. That's an amazing statistic. With juvenile debut runners, a $170,000 yearling. Standard of Proof is out of a dam that won 3 sprint races. She excelled on wet tracks, and a lot of juvenile success on the bottom of the family. Breeders' Cup juvenile winner Success Express, Champagne winner Greenwood Lake, etc.
Yeah, and one thing I think that's really interesting about Gunrunner's statistics, of course, his first crop came out firing. From his first crop, he'll have Cyberknife and early voting in the Travers later on the Saturday card. He's really bucking some trends with his second crop coming out strong as well, though. Sometimes we see a little bit of curve in a sire's production as his supporters kind of wait for him to prove out. But he's really continued to get strong support from his backers and hasn't slowed down at all with this season's 2-year-olds. Had 3 2-year-old winners just last weekend, including the impressive Echo again at Saratoga. Also has Spa Babies winner Disarm, who's pointing to the hopeful on closing weekend. Just another really good group of 2-year-olds for Gunrunner.
The time is Saturday for the Stars of Tomorrow and the Travers Day Maiden for our Spa Baby race. Let's take a look at our top selections. Nicole, you're going with Verifying just from a pedigree standpoint. You can't beat it. A Justify half to Midnight Bizou, top connections, long and strong workouts. I'm expecting a good effort too.
Absolutely. And, I gave a long, hard look to Standard of Proof, your top selection, who I expect a very good effort from, that son of gun runner. Really, when splitting these two first time starters, it came down to the workout pattern for me for verifying. As I said, I really like that he seems to have a good foundation underneath him, and that move last weekend to sharpen him up for this. And another, as you said, just a pedigree that cannot be beaten right now, and Justify has come out very well with his 2-year-olds.
Curious to see what we get from the Parks Invader, the Ford Diddinger going out for a barn that's currently red hot. Standard of Proof, I think this outside post position might work very well for him. If he breaks cleanly, he can find a good position. This is going to be a fun race on what should be an extremely exciting day of racing. It's Travers Saturday at Saratoga. Our Spa Baby race is the opener, and our coverage is presented by Spendthrift.